Representative Chu, and we also like to thank Senate Majority Leader Schumer as well for his support in this push. The day has arrived. It is an incredibly historic day and an incredibly historic milestone, not just for the climate movement in the United States, but for organizing movements and people's movements here across the country. When we first introduced the Green New Deal, there were so many cynics in our politics in Washington and beyond saying, this isn't possible, this is too big, this is too ambitious. Well, today we can say that we are starting to turn the green dream into a green reality. When we first announced the idea of a civilian climate corps in revitalizing and restoring the vision of Franklin Delano Roosevelt with the original Conservation Corps, we also wanted to make sure that we expanded it to address the climate crisis today. And we organized and we fought, and people knocked on doors, and they contacted their communities and their elected officials to support a civilian climate corps. And from that, we got a historic inclusion into the Build Back Better Act. But as we saw, there was that setback. And at the end of the day, at the final hour, Build Back Better had fallen apart. And at that moment, we didn't know what the path forward exactly was going to be. But it was out of organizing out of hope, and organizing out of commitment, and organizing that out of faith. If we do our part, maybe the conditions out there will come together in a way that we may not even be able to foresee. And that is exactly what has happened today. We did not expect this to be able to manifest in this specific exact pathway. But because of all of the popular support and grassroots organizing and everyday people coming together and communities saying we will not stand by while the climate crisis ravages our land, burns down our forests, and really just dissolves our public systems, we will stand up, and we're going to stand up for ourselves. That political momentum is what led the White House to approve and begin the American Conservation Corps, which was announced today. Our mission next is to make sure that we expand this and that we grow this. But starting today, 20,000 people will now be able to qualify under the brand new American Climate Corps program. And from there, in addition to that, 5 states have announced their own state-level Climate Conservation Corps programs as well. You all are changing the world. You're changing the world, and you're changing the country. And I don't want you all to forget that. I don't want anyone here to forget that, because the cynics want us to think that our fighting doesn't matter, that it won't yield anything. And the reason they do that is because they know that if you do fight, you win. If you do fight, you win. And today, you won. So I want to thank you. I want to congratulate you. And I look forward to tens of thousands, and in the future, maybe millions of people being able to be employed, and not just in the spirit of service, but in transforming the greater American economy. So thank you all so very much. And with that, I'll introduce the one and only Senator Sanders.